have discussed the smart meter, right? The meter or the device which we'll use to measure the quantity of like how much power you have used at your home, or how much water you have used, or sometimes how much gas you have used, right? So that kind of, for measuring such parameter, right, we'll use a smart meter. So today we'll discuss about the smart public uh, safety, then smart surveillance, and smart sanitation, right? So from name like public safety, so how it's about like how we can use the smart technology, right, to make the public safety more efficient, right? Nowadays also we are using smart technology to right? So that is the smart public safety. Uh, many such smart technology are enabled by like IoT devices, right? It often act as the eye and the ear of such system, right? So basically in this public safety, right, the main we are using that is like camera, right? We are placing camera everywhere, and through which we will observe everything around us, right? Or around like everything in a city or everything in a different place, right? So like whatever data we will collect, we will communicate that data through the different technology, right? And the best technology for that it's IoT, right? So we are using IoT device for that, right? Also we are using some artificial intelligence algorithms, some data analytics, right? uh, to make the system smart, right? So because like if you place one camera at one place, so like uh, if you talk about one area, then you have some number of camera. If you talk about a city, then the number will increase. If you talk about a complete state, then still that count is increased, right? So you have like huge amount of data. So from that data, how to efficiently use that data, right, that will do by the data analytics, or we can say big data, right? So such kind of technology we are using, right? So in some system we already uh, using this technology in some areas like we are trying to use it, right? So we are in the developing state. The smart technology being deployed to improve the public safety, also the present public entity with new risk related to the information and security, law enforcement, liability, and the body injury. So that will discuss like though we are trying to make system smart, right? There is also uh, for that we have some risk, right? So that risk also we'll discuss in the last, that is related to like information security. So if all the data like we will transferring through the like internet using IoT, then there is a chance like somebody can hack and somebody can get those data. So this is like the problem related to security, right? Somebody can misuse that, and it will harm some public entity. Uh, so in such smart public safety related technology, right? Some we technology, some system we already use, right? So such technologies like smart street lights. So in that, like we have the cameras, microphone, and the sensors, right? And these devices, whatever we capture through these devices, right? Uh, will use like if I have the camera, then whatever the data like image or video we are capturing, on that we are doing some image processing, right? Or the computer vision algorithms, and using that, like we can gather the intelligence about the traffic accident and the crime, right? So in a, in a crisis, like they can call for help and direct people to safety, right? So whenever we need, we can use it, right? We are using smart traffic signals, right? So using that we are uh, improving the urban mobility by analyzing the traffic condition, right? Changing their timing and try to make them uh, like reduce the traffic, right? So it's easing the congestion, right? Also during the emergency, automatically we will like in these smart traffic signals, automatically it will change the signal in such a way that some vehicle like the ambulance, like ambulance or some other uh, vehicle, right? They will get the path, right? Open path. So they will not face the traffic problem like some celebrity or like some VIP or some politician, right? So when they are going, we can do the changing, right? According to that. Then smart intersections, so they are capturing, analyzing the traffic pattern, detecting the risk, and warning against the imminent accident and reducing the crashes and injuries. Right? So these all are the some smart system, right, which help us to improve the public safety, right, or like providing some facility or some feature to improve the public safety. Some other systems are like smart emergency vehicle, right? So they will capturing and sharing the video, audio, and the vehicle telemetry, giving the dispatchers as a real-time view of the field and invaluable data for the training and planning. Right? So in that, like we can include some drone kind of thing, right? So they will capture the video and they will audio, video, uh, location of some object, right? Whatever you are tracking, and they will give you that real-time data, so you can do some planning. Then smart building, so smart building is kind of a smart home, right? So smart buildings are like in that uh, we have the camera, right? That like are monitoring access, reviewing the video feeds, running environmental system, right? So in an emergency, they can share the camera feed and building data with the public safety officials, right? So for that also, uh, we have the facility. So here, like in the most of the thing, you will find all are working on the camera. So it's kind of like we are observing everything, and based on that or using that, we will perform some action. Then emergency and extreme weather response. So the power in that powerful software tools which are used to aggregate the information on local conditions and resources can help emergency response teams from the different jurisdiction coordinate during an emergency. So like uh, some uh, natural disaster kind of thing, right? In that also we can use those information, right, for public safety, and in some like if somewhere you'll find like mm, some people are protecting something, and after that they have started to fire and like that farmer who are gathered at Delhi, right? So if such kind of situation will happen, right, then we can use that data, right, for public safety, or somewhere like some bomb blast or kind of thing happen. Then biometric monitoring systems. So biometric we know, right? So we are using some biometric devices, and using that we can identify people based on the fingerprint, face recognition or face features, iris pattern, then the style of walking, that is known as the gait, right? So gait means the way people are walking. Then voice print, right? And human thermal signature, right? So using this kind of biometric traits, right, biometric features, right, we can identify the people. So in the backend system, what they will do, they will capture this information and they will compare this feature with the whatever the database they have, and from that they will identify or recognize some particular person, right? Then predictive policing, so like it's about we can use in the some crime incidents, analyzing the crime statistics, weather patterns and other geographical information can help enforcement use the resources more efficiently, and that will improve the public safety by identify the predictive hotspots, putting police in the location where crime pattern have been established, right? It also help the police arriving at crime scenes better prepared to address the whatever incidents happen, right? Then the last and the most uh, important system we are using, that is smart video and audio surveillance, right? So that we will also discuss in the detail, right? So while video surveillance, we know like everywhere we'll find the CCTV camera, right? It's traffic signal on road, in the buildings, right? So everywhere we'll find. So like the traditional CCTV camera, just they will capture the video, right? Only the video. So you have the footage. So whenever some uh, wrong thing will happen, right? Some incidents will happen. So you have to go through those video, and from that maybe you will get some idea about who have done that thing, or some abnormality is there, right? So that you can see through that camera, right? But they are not that much of efficient. For example, like uh, if something happen at some place, like then police have to see the videos for whole day, or the videos footage of like previous some uh, 10 to 15 days, right? So to see those video, that thing is there uh, capturing in real time. So like the video data of 1 day, right? So that to see that data also you need 1 day, right? So it is like tedious task, right? So we have developed some smart surveillance system in that, like whatever the video data you have, you just enter like what you want, right? And from that data you will get the information. For example, you have a clue, like somebody has told you like they have seen some person, and they have like their the appearance detail, like the person has wear this kind of clothes or this color clothes, right? uh, like it has the beard, or like its hair is long, or he has some suitcase kind of thing. So in the system, like you enter the description, and based on that, from the video, your system will give the output of those image, and at the time when in the video that kind of person uh, that video has, right? So that way, like it will save your time and efficiently you can find, right? Also the smart video and audio capability improve the public safety efforts, in that we can include like detecting the vehicle license tag, or some high resolution camera we can use, which will find the suspect, right? So the next generation public safety technology, right? So like we already have smart devices, right? But still, like some technology we can use in this domain, right? Public safety. So the exponential growth of the computing power at the edge is expanding the capability and spreading the artificial intelligence everywhere, right? So nowadays we have that much of that much of powerful computer, right? Which have the uh, very good processing power, right? So they can process the huge amount of data, right? So because of that, we can use more and more artificial intelligence algorithms, right? And make our system more smart. So the public safety IoT devices that can reserve, react, and uh, intervene on their own are becoming an everyday reality, right? So some key technologies that make this thing possible are like high performance IoT, right, devices, right? Then 5G edge networks, right? So to transferring the data, you need good communication protocol or good communication technology, right? So that 5G is that kind of, we can say, right? Then in the algorithm for processing, like we can use some deep learning or machine learning based algorithm, right? So uh, we can get the result, right, more efficiently. Then we can use some artificial intelligence, computer vision, pattern recognition, some sensors applications, right? So all this technology we can use to improve the public safety devices. Then the potential risk, so the risk, like when we use such kind of technologies, right, we can face the risk like the cyber risk. It's kind of cyber crime, right? So, uh, law enforcement liability and the body injury, right? So cyber risk, like if sensitive data is not properly secured, right? The public entity or its citizen experience significant financial loss, business loss, right? Some reputational damage, right? Or city may be susceptible to the cyber claim. So, like people can hack something and use those information that can like uh, make you as a financial loss, or they will change something, so you will have the loss in the business, right? Uh, then the low enforcement liability, so the city may find themselves liable for damage if the use of new smart technology leads to a wrongful act committed while conducting law enforcement activity or operation, right? So some people can use this technology like for they will misuse, right? Then the bodily injury. So if the hardware or software constituting a new smart system fails to function as intended, right, as we want, right, if they will fail, right, and directly or indirectly leads to a physical harm for one or more people, right? If like if we'll make everything smart, then like we are fully depends on those systems, right? So like will be became like relaxed, right? So because of that, if the system will not work properly or they will fail, and then there is a chance of like the physical harm or some risk. uh, so to manage all these risks, public entities should consider revising their training programs as well as their policy and the procedures, right? uh, the next is smart security and surveillance, right? So the smart surveillance is the use of automatic video analysis technology in the video surveillance applications. So whatever we are putting the cameras, right? Using that camera, how we can make the system automatic, right? So that is about the smart security and surveillance. Right? So these systems provide a number of advantages over the traditional video surveillance, right? The traditional video surveillance means the CCTV camera which just record uh, the video or images, right? So this smart system have the advantages in that we can include like they have the ability to uh, remit the incidents through the real-time alarm for the suspicious behavior or activity, right? So the system have the ability like they will find some unusual thing, right? Some suspicious behavior of some person or some activity, right? So from that they will give you the real-time alarm. They will make you alert, right? It has the advantage like enhanced forensic capability, right? So like the system have the enhanced forensic capability, and through which like content based video retrieval we can do. So the content based video retrieval, or that means like the example I have given, right? So you can just enter the description about a person or something, and your video will give you the that data, right, related to that. So that is the content based video retrieval, right? From video you are getting that information, and this thing will, like, we can say the related to the forensic, right? So the smart surveillance have so many applications, right? So whatever the application, we can like classify those applications, right? So you can see here the list. So the applications you can classify like automatic forensic video retrieval and the real-time alert system, right? So one is like automatically you will get the information based on the description or based on the content you will enter, right? So that kind of system is also there, or that kind of applications we are using, right? So that application is there. And the second is like some alert system, right? So like that system give you alert or some alarm and make you the aware about the situation, right? So such systems are there. And in this real-time alert system, right? So that type of system also, like, we can classify like user-defined alert and some alert they are giving automatically, right? So automatic usual activity alert, right? So automatically some usual thing is happening, right? So whenever those thing is captured in camera, right, they will provide you the alert, right? And in some system, like, it's user defined, you will enter the thing which you want, right? So based on that will use the alert, right? In user defined alert, like, we can include some generic alerts, some classic class specific alert, some behavioral alert, right? So in user defined alert we can include this kind of alert, right? So in generic alert, like, that is based on like or based on, or it can include some action like the motion detection of some object or some person, motion characteristic detection, right? Abandoned object alert, some like suspicious object you can enter, and based on that it will give you the alert. Then object removal, right? So this all we'll discuss in the detail. In the class specific alert, like, we have some type specific movement, right? So and the statistic, like using the count, like that number of people or that number of some object, right? So all this we will discuss in the detail, right? This is automatic forensic video retrieval, so that I have given the example, right? Based on the description, you can find some person. So the capability to support the forensic video retrieval is based on the rich video index generated by the automatic tracking technology, right? It's a kind of tracking. During the incidents, the investigative agency had access to hundreds of hours of video surveillance footage drawn from a wide variety of surveillance camera, right? That is covering the area where the incidences happen. So uh, the task of manually sifting through the hundreds of hours of the video for investigating purpose, right? It's almost impossible, right? So we need to develop such automatic forensic video retrieval system, right? In which, like, you will enter the description and they will give you the output, right? Uh, then real-time alerts. So the two types of alerts that can be generated by the smart surveillance system, right? So those two types are alert, like user-defined alert and the automatic on-user activity alerts. In user-defined alert, the system is required to recognize a variety of user-defined events, right, that occur in some monitor space, right, and it will notify the user in real time about those uh, events. So thus, the system provide users with an opportunity to evaluate the situation and take the preventive action if necessary. Right? So in user-defined alert, we can include the generic alerts, class-specific alerts, and the behavioral alerts. Let's see this in the detail. So generic alerts means these are which depend solely on movement properties of object within the some monitor space, right, or wherever you want to monitor. So that is only depends on the movement of property of object, right? So some few examples are like motion detection. So in this it will alert the detect of movement of any object within a specified zone or a specific area, right, where you put the camera. Then the motion characteristic detection. So in this alert detect the variety of motion property of object, right? So in this we can include like entry exit. So like you want the detection of if somebody is entering, right? So some uh, confidential, like you have some office or some area which is confidential, like you don't want to enter some person, right? So you will put a camera which will give you just uh, detection of like if somebody is entering, right? Same way, like you don't want, or if you want to alert like if somebody is leaving the room or leaving some space, right, then that kind of alert you can put. So that is like motion characteristic based, right? So this will include the specific direction, right, of the object movement. Then also you can do the detection based on like the speed, right? So if you want like to detect some object which have some velocity, right? So for example, in some of the road you have find like they have, if like they that place have the problem of traffic, or like in that road like movement of peoples are more, then uh, you will find like they in the road they have the display of like it's here the speed limit is 60 kilometer per hour or some 40 kilometer per hour, right? So if somebody is like moving on that road more than that speed, then you have the camera for the detection of based on the velocity, right? If the speed is more than the 60 kilometer per hour, then your camera will give you the alert about like somebody is moving on this road whose speed is more than this, right? So that kind of uh, velocity based, right, detection you can do. So that you will include in the motion characteristic detection, right? Then the third alert we can include in user defined alerts is abandoned object alert, right? So this detects objects which are abandoned, right? Like you will find a bag in the airport which is like no one, it's like no one is owner of that, right? So unattended baggage in airport, right? Or like you will find a car park in some area, right, from like uh, some days, or like from 1 month you will find some car will park at some area, right? So it's a car of some unknown. So that kind of like abandoned object you will find, right? You want to find, then you have the system which will give you the alert. So that is like you can include in the abandoned object alert type, right? Then the object removal. So in this will detect the movement of the user specific object that is not expected to move. For example, a painting in a museum. So you will put a camera on in a room, like you don't want to steal them, right? So you don't want like somebody will move it or somebody will touch it. So in such kind of application you will put the surveillance system, right? You will develop a surveillance system which will give you the alert, right? Then the class specific alert. So in that these are the alert in which use the type of object in addition to the object's movement property, right? So in that we will specify the class means type of the object, like you want to detect the person, you want to detect only the vehicle, you want to detect some animal, right? So that kind of alert if you want, so that you can include in the class specific alerts. So few common examples are like type specific movement detection and the statistic based, right? So type specific movement, in that like as I told, what object you want, right? So you will put a camera on runway at the airport. So you want like on runway only you want the aeroplanes, right? So if you'll find some other vehicle except aeroplanes, then that system will give you the alert, right? So such kind of system you can say like type specific movement detection, right? Or class specific, uh, right? So uh, not only some other vehicle, like if some person is there, then also the system will give you a alert, right? Because if some person is on the runway, then there is a chance of accident, right? uh, then the statistic based, so in that like we will include some application which will give you the alert based on the people counts, right? So for example, in bank locker, in security locker, you want like only at a time one person should be inside the room, right? So in that you will put camera which will give you the alert like if more than one person is present in that security locker. Also we don't have that system, but for example, like in ATM, right? Generally they will instruct like at a time only one person should be inside the ATM, right? But sometimes you will find like more than one people are there, right? So in that also we can put such kind of camera, right? So if some more than one people will be there, then they will uh, generate some alert, or maybe they will not allow to withdraw the money from ATM machine, right? So that kind of system we can develop. Also we can find the public gathering, right? So public density in some event, like in some, if some protest is going on, right? Then you don't want to increase the crowd more than some people, right? So in that you will have the camera, some system, like if you will find more than some density of people, then it will give you the alert, right? So it will like the, you can take the preventive action, right? You can call the police or some authorities, right? So they will prevent that accident or that incident, right? uh, right, so these are all the type of user defined alerts. Then the behavioral alerts, so in that like these alerts are generated based on the uh, like deviation from the learned model to the motion pattern. So in these like uh, this in this like we have to use some system along with the camera. So whatever the camera giving the feed, right? So your system will use uh, that data, and from that data uh, they will give you some result. And to make that system, like it's based on, it's kind of a model which will uh, you will make from like previous videos. So it's a kind of like machine learning, right? So you will provide the system previous data, and from that you uh, you will like make the system learn from those data. Like if such kind of things happen, then you have to take this action. If you, this kind of action you will find, you have to take this kind of action or this kind of alert. So it's a kind of like deep learning, machine learning, right? So you are making the system intelligent. You are trying to make system learn itself, right? And based on that it will take the decision. So it's from like you are making the models which will like learn from the patterns, right? So such models are typically trained by the analyzing movement patterns over the extended period of time, right? So from previous data, past data, they will learn the patterns. So these alerts tends to be very specific, application specific, and use a significant amount of context information. So in that, like you need a significant amount of data, right? And that is like based on application base, which kind of alert you want to generate, right? Like you want to generate the alert like if some accident is happen, then you have to feed the video about like accident. Then and only then your system can learn like, okay, if such kind of features is there in video or image, it means accident, otherwise it is not accident. Like accident means a common feature is like if two cars are very near to each other, then it is like accident is happen. So in normal condition, two car can be parked very near, right? So your system should understand like this is not accident, this is the normal parking, right? So for that you have to feed the data. uh, then so in that, as I told, pattern recognition, machine learning, deep learning, right? So these all are based on that. So model are developed based on this. uh, then so in that, like if you want to give the example, then detecting the shopping group at retail checkout counter and alerting the store manager when the length of the queue at the counter exceed a specific number, right? So this is a kind of like behavioral alert system. Whenever there is a queue, then only it will give the alert, right? And in that also we will can put a count, like the queue, if the queue is more queue is of more than some 10 people, 20 people, then and only then it will give the alert, right? Otherwise it will not. Also, like detecting the suspicious behavior in the parking lot. For example, a person is stopping and trying to open multiple cars, right? So this kind of video you have to give to your system and let them learn up from that video. Like if such kind of activity is there, means somebody is trying to uh, steal the car, right? Then the huge value video, high value video capture. So there is an application which augments real-time alerts by capturing the selected clip of video based on the pre-specific criteria, right? So like in this, not in the real time, like all the video of the day, right? It will capturing the selected clips of the video, and that is based on like specific criteria, right? So this becomes highly relevant in the context of smart camera network, which use wireless communication, right? So this we can use in the smart camera networks. In this smart camera network, we have like you will find like nowadays police are using like if you are talking on phone, or if you have not wear the seat belt in the car or four wheeler, right? If you are in the traffic, at traffic we have the like a network of camera, right? So, I think its name is Netra, right? So the police have the that camera network called Netra. Using that, they will capture the number plate, and they will send you the memo or the like fine, right, at your home, like you have not wear the seat belt at that place, right? So in that memo they will provide you the captured image also, right? So like you can't refuse, like you are not there. So this kind of system we can develop. Then the automatic unusual activity alert. So unlike the user defined alert, here the system generates alert when it detects some activity which is different from the normal activity, right? So it's based on like comparison between normal activity and some abnormal activity, right? So it's also known as a abnormal detection. So this smart surveillance system achieves this based on the learning, normally activity dependent. So this is also based on the deep learning, machine learning, right? So they will learn from the previous data, the data you will feed, right? Uh, for example, a smart surveillance system that is monitoring the street learns that vehicle move on the road. That is the normal thing, right? Similar way, like people moving on the sidewalk, right? That is normal thing. But if car is on or vehicle is on the sidewalk, walk straight, right? That is abnormality. Similar way, if people on the road, that is also kind of abnormal, right? So that kind of activity you can find through the camera, right? Using some system that is automatic unusual activity alert, right? So that activity, what activity you want to find, right? So that you have to make the system learn, right? So for that you have to feed the huge amount of data. So based on this pattern, the system will provide an alert when a car drives on a sidewalk. So it's a kind of like accident. Such unusual activity detection is a key to effective smart surveillance, right? As all the events of interest cannot be manually specified by user, right? Like some some event of the interest, right, that is specified by user, but some system you can't specify, right? So for that we use this automatic unvisual activity alerts. So the technology which we are using in smart surveillance, right, that we already have discussed, like we need to do the object detection, we need to do sometimes multi-object detection, we have to do the object classification, right? So classification, like in your video, in your image, you have multiple objects, right? Like human, maybe it has a human, it may be some animal, it has some vehicle, different types of vehicle, some buildings, some other objects, right? So you need to have the algorithm for object classification. Like if this kind of thing means it's animals, if this kind of thing is there, that means it means humans, this kind of thing means it's a vehicle, right? So that kind of classification your system should be able to do, right? So that is nothing but the object classification. Then the real time alert module, then in this also we can include the like pattern recognition, deep learning, machine learning techniques, right? So all this technology we are using, right, for this object detection, multi-object tracking, object classification. For all these things we need to we have to perform some image processing or video processing techniques, right? Or we can say like computer vision tools. So what are the challenges in the smart surveillance system, right, which we use for security purpose? So some technical challenge, like there are number of technical challenges that are still need to be addressed in the underlying visual analysis technology, right? So this challenge includes like robust object detection, right? So we have the object detection, but in that also we have some like drawback, right? They are not that much of efficient, right? Like if two objects are different, but if you are your camera, in your camera you are capturing from a distance, sometimes it look like similar, right? Like if a suitcase, it's have the structure of like square, and if you're some of your car or vehicle, that have also the structure of like square. So if the two thing is in your image or in a video, right, then sometimes from the distance the system are unable to differentiate the two things, right? So these are kind of challenge in the object detection, right? Then we have the challenge in the tracking the object in the crowded environment, right? So for example, you want to find some person, right? You have the description, like the person have this kind of like height, or this kind of the body structure, or it has the cap, or some suitcase. So if you have the video of crowded environment, then that will become the difficult thing, right? So that is also one challenge. Also some challenge, like if two person are like one is in your video feed, it is look like one person is behind the another one, right? So it's a kind of occlusion. So that is also the challenge, like how we can find the we will find the person in that occlusion condition also. Then the challenge in the tracking the articulated bodies for the activity understanding, right? So different activity, how we can differentiate, how we can make the system to understand those activity. Then combining the biometric technology like face recognition, right, along with the surveillance, right? So sometimes you have the biometrics of, like you have the sketch of some terrorist, or some person, like some who has a criminal record, right? So you have that data in the biometric, right? In the form of facial means, in the form of image means, in the biometric data, and you have the surveillance system. So how you can combine those technology, right? So that is also the challenging task. Then in the performance wise, so in that we can include like if you want to make a model, right, which will automatically detect some abnormality, some abnormal activity, right? So means that it needs some previous data, past data about that, right? So to create that kind of huge data, that is also a difficult thing, right? uh, and you don't, if you don't have that data, then definitely you will not, your model will not work that much efficiently. So that is known as like annotation. So like you are giving the image, in that image you will give the annotation, like this is the person, this is activity, like this is the accident, like this is the some abnormal activity. So you have to feed the images with the annotation like this normal activity, this is the abnormal activity. That kind of annotation you have to give to the image, and after that you have to feed those image to your system, right? So that is like a tedious process, the very expensive process, this annotation, right? So this is also the challenge, like without annotation your system will not train. And additionally there can be significant error in annotation also, right? So all of these issue like make the performance evaluation uh, uh, as a kind of challenge, right? So this is about smart surveillance. Then the last we'll see the smart sanitation. So smart sanitation means it's related to the the health of the people, right? So how we can like provide the environment to the people, right? Which will make them the healthier, right? So the health of the individuals and the community is the more connected, right? Uh, Emergent technology have the potential to improve the public health monitoring at both the community and the individual level, right? So it's about like how we can monitor the public health, how we can improve the public health, right? So smart sanitations enhances the health monitoring at the individual level for the diagnostic as well as the community level, right? The smart sanitation is a way to build resilience in the city, communities, and the sectors by utilizing the fourth industrial revolution technology to improve the collection and the monitoring of like wastewater, like garbage, right? For both the individualized and the aggregate level preventive health surveillance, right? So uh, like we have to use the technology, and fourth revolution industrial technology means this all the IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? uh, like edge computing, uh, wireless sensor network, right? So the smart sanitation, it's related to how we will do the wastewater management, how we will make the system related to this wastewater, how we will like do the proper proper arrangement for the that wastewater, right? I think this wastewater management or wastewater, it's like in master degree or maybe in the PhD. The subject can be taken in your domain, right? Civil engineering, how you can do the waste water management. So the smart sanitation is about related to that wastewater. It's related to like how you will provide the environment, how you will provide the healthy and the hygienic environment to the people, right? How you will do the waste or the garbage management, right? So for that, like we should have some biosensor, right? So why they give the name biosensor? Sensor means they are used to detect some parameter, right? So bio means like it's related to health, right? So like you can make some system which will sense like uh, some unhealthy thing is there, right? So for example, there is a like you see like nowadays people are more infected by dengue and some malaria kind of diseases, right? So these all the diseases, right? They are like mainly caused by mosquito, right? So how you will find such mosquito, right? So like one professor in college in Ahmedabad, the Vishwakarma College, right? So he's working like those mosquitoes are making some kind of sound. So they have the frequency. So if you will detect that frequency, then you can identify like these mosquitoes are like causing uh, malaria or dengue, right? So that way you can make the system. So that is one example. So how you can find those parameters, how you can check those parameters, how you can detect those parameters, right? For that, definitely you have to use some system, some sensor, right? So those are nothing but the biosensors. So the biosensor developed for the variety of use in the sanitation infrastructure, ranging from gathering the data about specific health outcomes, such as the quantifying drug consumption or screening for infectious diseases, right, like dengue, malaria, to monitoring the individual health related behavior such as tracking latrine or toilet usage, right. uh, Similar, like nowadays in the COVID-19 condition, like we are doing, like we are, if you visit some place, then they are measuring the temperature, your body temperature, right. They will check like you have your wear mask or not, right. You have like some you have some behavior like usually you are removing the mask, right. So such kind of activity you can, like you can develop a system from that, automatically you can find such situation, right. Like we have that such kind of thermal camera, right. So from camera you can detect the temperature of some person, right. So like you do not need to keep a person which will continuously sensing the temperature of the person, right, because you have experienced that that person is not properly measure the temperature. No doubt they are using uh, that temperature gun, right, to measure the temperature of the body, but they are not working properly. So if you have such kind of smart system, right, so in that, like you have to not you do not have to depends on the person, right. You in some public gather places, you will put the camera, and from that camera it will give you the alert about like now is this time, like uh, more number of people have the higher temperature, right. uh, Collaborative ecosystem where sanitation and water operators work with the municipalities and the governments to map their system and the usage data, thus creating a new value for the existing system and shifting this disease outbreak response from the reactive to preventive, right. So it's not like once the thing will happen, then we will take the action. How we can prevent that situation, right? Like like in India also, like we will feel like when the COVID has started, at the time if we have stopped like international flight, then definitely the that spread of COVID will be might be less in India, right? So that is like once the thing happen, after that we are thinking, right. So if we have such smart system, right, so using that, like we can prevent this system, right. We will not like after happening we are taking the action. We can take action for preventing, right. So this COVID pandemic, we talk, right, this temperature check, then frequent testing or other measure, right? So that we can, like we should have some system which will perform all these tasks, right. So we can like stop to prevent the COVID-19, right. Smart sanitation systems are an opportunity for the business to ensure a safe and healthy work environment for the employee, right. So like in the that is also the not the responsibility of only government. So like if you are working somewhere, then that that authority, they have the responsibility to provide you like safe and healthy environment, right. So they can use such kind of devices, such kind of sensor, such kind of system, right. So this is about the smart sanitation, right. So early detection and disease prevention, that is related to virus, right. Like other diseases, like very easy to like recover, we can recover, right. But whatever the disease which is related to virus, right, that is like more difficult to recover, right. Like if you have some fever kind of thing, that is viral infection, then it will take some 3 4 days to recover, right. Though we are taking that paracetamol or that kind of medicine, but that medicine is not actually uh, like uh, doing something which is killing the virus or that kind of thing. Right? They're just like maintaining your body temperature low. Right? So whatever the diseases which are related to the virus, right, we have to like try to make the system which will do the early detection, so we can prevent such kind of virus infected diseases. Right. So this is about the last unit, right? So today we discussed smart sanitation, smart surveillance, and the smart public safety. Right. Any question?